Good morning and happy Monday. Today is March 12th, 2018. This is my week 40 post VSG surgery update. Okay, let's just start in with some stats. Back in November of 2016, I joined my bariatric program based out of Bay State Medical Center in Springfield, Massachusetts, weighing 234 pounds. On my day of surgery, which was June 5th, 2017, I weighed 219 pounds, and as of this morning, I weighed 131.8 pounds, which is a 0.8 pound loss from last week. So very happy about that. I am actually extremely happy because overall this month, I have had high loss of pounds and amount of inches lost. So overall this month I have lost 6.8 pounds and I have lost 6.08 inches. Whoa. I knew that I had lost some inches because I was able to fit in those size 6, but I had no idea that I have lost 6 inches, that I lost 6 inches this month. That is incredible. You guys know that I love when I lose inches. So that was outstanding. Okay, so let's talk about what's been going on with me this month as far as VSG. I think the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to talk about our goals. So we'll talk about the liquid, the protein, and the vitamins. I'll start off with the vitamins. Pretty much my vitamin routine is I take calcium, vitamin D, and a multivitamin. And my calcium and vitamin D are actually in the same pill. I did a review on them before. They're the Petites, and they're from Walmart. And it's the Walmart, I think it's Equate, the brand name. And I love them. I absolutely love them. They work for me, so that's what I take. And I still take the Centrum, the chewable Centrums, because that also works for me. So I just take, those are my only 2 pills that I take. And the way that I take them is I take them every other day. So let's say today is my calcium day, so I will take the calcium, and that has the D in it, and then tomorrow I'll take my multivite, and then I'll take my calcium, and then the multivite. So I'm only taking 1 pill a day. This totally works with my body and my lifestyle, so if this doesn't work for you, then don't even worry about it. But this just works for me. I will say at this point that I do eat a ton of salads, so I do get a lot of vitamins via my salads. Okay. Let's see. My liquids, let's go to those. My nutritionist recommends that I get 56 ounces of fluid a day. I definitely meet that, but I most of the time exceed that, which is a really happy place for me. I'm able to drink without issue. I can't gulp. It's not like I can go and pound a drink, but I can take good sips, you know, big gulp here and a big gulp there. If I'm ever really, really thirsty, which I couldn't do in the beginning. You guys all know that we're told to sip, 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 and it's sometimes a struggle to sip, sip, sip. So at this stage, I haven't tried straws yet. I haven't really used a straw, no desire to. Just happy about drinking coffee. So I'm meeting my liquid goals. Getting between 56 and 90 ounces of fluid a day. What am I drinking? In all honesty, keeping it real with you guys, I drink coffee and I drink water, and that's my happy place. When the weather warms up, I will definitely be revisiting the Powerade Zeros again. They really worked for me. Some of them I found to be too sweet, and what I would do is I would half it. So I would drink the Powerade Zero. I would pour half of the Powerade Zero out and pour water in with it, shake it up, and then I would drink that. So it was like a water Powerade combo, and that worked very well for me. But like I said, I'll be revisiting that in the warmer months. If the sun ever comes out, did I tell you guys we got hit with another storm last week? Oh my gosh, like the snow was all melted in the backyard. I planted a few seeds that just starting to sprout when the snow started coming down again. And I think that we got like a foot. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm so tired. I would like to put my shovel away and lock the door until next winter. Okay, moving on. Protein. My nutritionist recommends that I should be getting 70 grams of protein every day. I gave you guys last week. I kept it real. I told you that I was getting, between 15 and 25 grams of protein a day. Overall, this month I've averaged about 40 grams of protein a day. Yeah, and I could be worried about that, but I think that I'm actually okay. As long as I can get in that 40 grams of protein, I think I'll be all right. I'll be all right until the 23rd when I meet with my nutritionist and she yells at me. But you shouldn't be surprised because you guys know whenever I come in and I talk to you about what my protein is, I've never, ever, ever, ever met my nutritionist protein goals for me. I find it hard and difficult, and I don't care how low she goes unless she takes me down to 40 grams of protein a day. I just struggle to meet that. And it purely is because of the density of the meat, and my sleeve feels extremely full, and I don't like the feeling of my sleeve being extremely full. It is uncomfortable, and sometimes it's icky. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it feels. So, there you go. So, like I said, I'm just keeping it real, telling you guys how I do. Overall, as far as what my nutrition is, I thought I'd throw that out to you. I go between 600 to 750 calories this month on a typical day. 40 grams of protein a day, 40 grams of carbs a day, 25 grams of fat a day, and usually 20 grams of sugar a day. So that is how I'm eating. That is my typical day. And it works for me. As far as my energy level, now that my daughter is feeling much better and things are back to a normal plane for us, and we're sleeping, I'm not exhausted. I have enough energy to get through the day and then some. Anyway, do everything that I do even faster and happier than I was doing it before. I have noticed this month, though, I find it very odd. So let me share. So I've been craving salty, carby food. And more so, I'll say I crave carbs because that seems to be the avenue in which the salt gets to me. So I crave Doritos, I crave veggie chips, I crave regular potato chips, I crave popcorn with butter and salt on it. Very much craving these items. So I'm like, why am I having such big cravings? Usually if I have a craving, it's for a vegetable, I'll be absolutely honest. I crave like zucchini. I want zucchini, or I want mushrooms. It's very fun. It makes me giggle. But I've been craving salty carby items. So I Googled and I looked up and I saw that your body craves salt when your blood pressure is low. And I know that the last few times that I went to go see the doctor for like my back, you know how they take the vitals when you go in for any doctor's appointment. And then when I went in for my physical, they actually had me sit and stay at the doctor's office for a little bit because that's how low my blood pressure was. Now, my blood pressure all of my life has run normal. I've never had a problem with it whatsoever. And I'm also not a big salt fanatic. Never have been. My dad had high blood pressure, so it was like a kind of a learned behavior, if you will, that I don't put salt on my dinner table. I keep the salt on my stove for whenever I'm cooking on my stove, or on my spice rack for when I'm, like making bread or doing whatever anyway. So I don't typically oversalt. I typically undersalt. And like I said, that's just from my dad having high blood pressure. So I just carry that with me. And I'm not sure if it's because of having VSG and not eating the normal processed foods that I would have been eating. Or if it's my body, like my personal body, every 10 years your body changes. So is my blood pressure changing? So that's just something I'm curious about. If other people have had low blood pressure after having VSG, and do they know if it's from the food that they're consuming, or because they're not consuming as much salt as they did before, or if it's just your particular body. So I will also go and ask my surgeon about that on the 23rd, because I am curious. It is something to be very much aware of. I know that your blood pressure is supposed to be normal, and I know at my age, a lot of people get high blood pressure or low blood pressure, and something to be aware of, right? Okay. So some things that so that's pretty much it about what I've been doing. My goal, I talked to you guys last week about wanting to do meal planning, and have I done it? No, not yet, but I did watch a ton of videos about VSG and meal planning, and it seemed that it went one of two ways. Either people were making their weekly meals on Saturday or Sunday, and then just putting them in containers, throwing them in the fridge, and then taking them with them. Or they would buy a bunch of like single serve processed food packaged items. So like the yogurts, the string cheeses, the protein packed meals. Those ones that have like the nuts and the cheese and whatever. So it doesn't matter. Both of those don't work for my lifestyle. You guys know that I am much happier. My body is much happier without the processed foods. A little bit here and there is fine, but overall, not something that I want to start incorporating into my life. I feel so good. My skin looks so good without the processed foods. And I also love to cook, so I don't want to cook on one day and one day only. I like to cook every single day. Being in the kitchen, I am a strong believer that it's the hearth of the home, if you will. I love to cook and listen to music. It's a happy place for me to be. So I think what I've decided to do is hopefully this weekend, I'll be able to sit down, and I think I'm going to start out really basic and just go for a week and plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinner for myself. So, and then snacks off to the side, but so that I know exactly to get in a certain amount of protein every day, to get in the veggies every day, to get in the fat, the carbs, all of that, without having to go through and put the food into Berrytastic and then try to hurry up and meet a certain amount. You know what I mean? I always feel rushed to meet the protein. So it would be nice to just automatically have a meal plan knowing that I'm getting all of the nutrients that I need for that particular day without struggling. Does that make sense? I know it makes sense to everybody. So that's a future goal. And like I said, I'll try to work on that. Oh, is there anything else? Oh yeah, there's 2 other items. These are VSG-ish things, but not really. They're more for your body. Things that I've done this past month that I feel has had a really good effect on me. And the very first one is, you guys know that I don't go over, I'm not a big pill taker. So I just take my vitamin and I take my calcium. So I don't take biotin. Pre-op, for 2.5 months before I went in for VSG, I totally took biotin every single day. I took the 10,000, I think it was MCGs. I don't know, whatever that is. I took the hugest one I could find because I didn't want to lose my mop. I didn't want to lose my hair at all. I love my hair. But after having VSG, and you guys know early on it was such a struggle. As soon as I got out of the hospital, I was throwing up a lot. And then I was struggling trying to find shakes that worked for me. Try to get anything in. Yogurts didn't work. Eggs were making me throw up. It didn't matter what I put into my body. It would get revisited and kicked out my anyway, a really hard time. So at that point, I just, no, what didn't have to go in did not go in, and biotin did not have to go in. So that just stopped. And then the next thing you know, time passes, and it's like, I think it was like month 4, my hair started coming out a little bit, and I'm like, whatever. And then month 5, it was still coming out, month 6, and whatever. So I was just dealing with it. But every single month, I would do a coconut oil treatment. And all that is I would just go in, take a shower like I normally do, and I keep coconut oil in my shower. And I would just wash my hair like normal. Then I would put in the coconut oil, wrap my hair up, and clip it so it wasn't getting wet by the shower. And for the rest of my shower, 8 to 10 minutes, I would just let the coconut oil stay in my hair and let my hair absorb it. Get out of the shower, dry my hair, and then put in like an argan oil. I like an argan oil, so Moroccan oil is what I use upstairs. And that would be pretty much it, unless I was styling it, and then of course whatever product of happiness I wanted would go in. But that was pretty much my hair routine. And like I said, I would do this monthly. However, this month I've been doing it either twice a week or once a week. And let me tell you, it has done wonders. Number one, my hair is like so soft, so at happiness. But also where I was having the hair loss, this is the worst spot over here. And once again, I don't know if it's hereditary or if it's from the VSG. Let's blame the VSG, right? Because if it's a hereditary, then it's only going to get worse. Okay, so this used to be so much worse than what it is right now. But I pushed it away so that you could see, just after doing the coconut oil treatments, all this little growth that's going on in here, right? So that's going really well. And then over here, it was really, really bad, just like the other side, but you can see that it's already grown in a lot. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Oh, P.S. Forgive the way that I look. I finished up doing yoga before I made my video, so that's why my hair is all over the place. Actually, I won't even lie. My hair is always all over the place, because if it wasn't all over the place, then, well, it just wouldn't be me. So let me recommend, with or without the biotin, if you're taking it, awesome, kudos. If you're not taking it, totally fine. Try the coconut oil treatment. You're in the shower anyway. Your hair loves coconut oil. Give it a go. If you have another all-natural remedy that's working for you, please post it below. I'm not one into the chemical stuff. I do love all-natural, DIY, facial treatments, hair treatments, anything like that. Anything that really works for you that you enjoy, go ahead, feel free to post it. I'm sure everybody else will love it too. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to bring up was dry brushing. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's simply you take a hard bristle brush, like a horsehair brush, and you merely just brush it over your skin. You go in the direction of the way that your blood circulates. So you bring it close to your heart, let's say. So if you're starting on your foot, you go from the bottom of your foot up to your knee and up to your thigh. And, you know, you just do brushing movements like that all the way up towards your heart. And if you're over at your arm, you brush it towards your heart. And if you're up on your shoulders, you brush it towards your heart. And that's all you do. And that's phenomenal. And like I said, I've gotten really great results from that. Number one, it exfoliates your skin. So, you know, you dry brush and then you put your moisturizers on. So you're getting a better hydration. The other thing is that you're actually increasing your circulation. So you're bringing blood close to the skin surface and you're getting more nutrients delivered to your skin via that cellular base, as well as getting the toxins pulled away at the same time. It's like a drop-off delivery system, if you will, when the circulation gets increased, right? And well, if you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, then you definitely want to increase the circulation. So that is, like I said, the coconut oil treatment and the dry brushing has really worked well for me. I've had a good time doing it. Before I end the video, two last things. The first one is that I should be getting my FabFitFun box delivered hopefully sometime this week. I hope. It is the 2018 spring box. And the rumor through the grapevine is that it is a fun box. So I don't really know what that means, but it makes me all excited. Honestly, they could say that this is the most horrible FabFitFun box ever, and I'd still be like, oh, I can't wait to open it, because I love it. I so look forward to this box. It is a treat for me, and to be honest with you guys, because the whole reason I started doing the FabFitFun box is because I was giving up smoking and I was changing the way that I was eating. So I was going to do something that rewarded myself for doing this. You guys know I talk about goals and rewards all of the time. And no, I still haven't found out what I was going to do, what I'm going to do to celebrate my big goal. I have no idea. Whatever. But anyway, so I decided that because I was doing this for myself, going for the VSG, changing the way that I was eating, and just totally taking good care of my body, that I would reward myself with the FabFitFun box. And ever since I started getting the FabFitFun boxes, each one has gotten has been better than the last one that I've received. I've loved everything in them pretty much. There's usually one or two really standout products, and I do say products because I do love products, be it hair care, skincare, makeup. Those are my happy places. And FabFitFun never seems to let me down on any one of those areas. So, and to die for. And I will say that in the last, if you watched my winter unboxing, the Kate Somerville mask that was in there in the orange box that I held up. Oh my great goodness. That product is unbelievable. Since I've tried it, I have since gone out and bought 2 more bottles of it because I don't want to run out because it is so super fab. Okay, so I'll be coming in and doing the 2018 spring box sometime this week from FabFitFun. And I will also, in that video, I will be sharing with you, if you've never been a member and you want to try it out, if you're just a little interested, definitely give a watch, because I'll be offering a couple of really good deals. Okay? Sound good? The last thing I want to do is I want to pause it right here, and I want to move the camera so that we can do a body shot, right? Because who doesn't want to see bird wings before they end the video? Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Full body shot at week 40. All right. So the first thing you guys see is my stolen cat shirt from my daughter's closet because she doesn't wear it anymore and I need clothes that fit me. So as you guys can see with my arms regular, you can see a lot of the excess skin up through here. And when I lift my arms, please be kind. It's not a pretty sight at all. So this is my arms lifted high, right? That tricep area is crazy. And you can see that the right arm is much better off than the left arm. And that's just because I'm right-handed. So this arm gets more use than this one. Okay. So it's not pretty at all. And that's why I say I need to do some exercise. As far as the front of me is concerned, as long as you don't look at my arms, it looks good. I'll move my hair. So this is from the front. And I'll move my hair again. This is me from, I don't know how you guys want my arm, from the side. I have, look at that. Where's my ass? Sorry, I just yelled that into the camera and I can't believe I just did that on YouTube. And yeah, I'm probably going to be posting this one. So from the back side, this is me, arms out. I have no butt. I can't believe that this is the shape of my body. Again, remember when I said I love my body in clothes? That's why. There's just, I'm going to lift this up and put it back here. So I love my body in clothes, but I feel like, oh, I almost fell right off I hopped and I almost fell off the chair because I have no ass. I'm not used to that. It does. It happens so fast, the weight loss, and, you know, one week you'll be this and the next week you'll be that. Crazy. But one more thing before I go, since I've only been talking to you for like 27 minutes. So sorry. I thought that this was going to be a short video too. But I will say that I have noticed that since I've lost weight, I see more problem areas than when I had the weight on me. And if you've got that same kind of eyesight going on where you see the more problem areas, the more and more weight that you've lost, I just want to say, remember before when the weight was on and we all couldn't move, there was pain attached to our movement. And now there is no more pain and we can all exercise and actually improve our problem areas. So just to help you think of a new way to do it. So even though I whine and I bitch about my triceps or my lack of ass, know that I still love myself. I am so happy. And even knowing that I would have excess skin on places, I'm so glad that I had VSG. It has offered me a new life. I can't imagine running around with my daughter. I can't imagine running up and down the stairs, right? Let alone running all around with her, jogging to the store with her. It's been phenomenal. So anyway, I'll come into you guys. I'll see you guys next week at week 41. If the FabFitFun box comes in. I hope that you all have a great week and a great day. Be well, and thank you so much for watching.